One of the top draw activities in Mirisa is whale watching. There are multiple service providers for this. We booked through Viator. The name of the provider was Eagle Eye. The cost of this activity was around $50 for each person. This includes breakfast, refreshments as well. The most reputed local company offering this experience is Raja and the Whales. It had the maximum crowd though, owing to its popularity. So typically your service provider would send you a tuk-tuk or a car to your hotel to pick you up. You have to reach the boarding place at around 6 a.m. Reason being, the best place to see whales or dolphins is from the upper deck, which usually gets filled on a first come first serve basis. There was some coordination gap in our case and we reached the place a bit late. The upper deck was kind of packed. We had to settle for the lower deck. Nonetheless, the experience was not that different for us. However, we would recommend you to reach early. As soon as you enter the boat, they would provide you life jackets and an Avamine tablet to avoid seasickness. Some people declined. We decided to have that. There was no side effect for us. In the boat, people started vomiting 30 minutes into the ocean. The trip would last 4 to 5 hours, so you have to decide accordingly. We decided to skip the breakfast and refreshments. Somehow we believed that an empty stomach would have very little to throw up. Hence, we stayed most of the time on the sea deck. Also, as soon as something is visible, the deck kind of people kind of rush to the deck and it kind of gets crowded. So staying at the deck saved us from missing out on anything. And the cool breeze was kind of soothing for us to get accustomed to the motion of the boat. So they make you sign certain declarations before you board the boat. And in case you fall sick or ill, they are not going to come back for you. Since they kind of guarantee as in whale spotting, so they have a responsibility and they don't usually offer refunds. Our first sighting was a green sea turtle. It was kind of floating on the surface or probably mating, which wasn't visible to the naked eye. As per the local guideline, boats are not expected to deliberately go very close to any of these. Usually these turtles are big, is what we heard, roughly 3 to 4 feet and more than 100 kilograms in weight. So once we were through with the sea turtle, we proceeded for our next sighting. We saw dolphins up next. These are one of the most common sightings. You can see plenty of these, both the bottlenose variety and the striped ones. They came really close to our boat and kind of swam a large distance with us. The water is crystal clear. It kind of changes its color from blue to green depending on the cloud cover. But it was kind of an experience seeing how the color of the sea changes. So as I was mentioning that you would see plenty of dolphins out here. You can see we are seeing a pack of almost 5 to 6. At one instance, wherever we could see only dolphins. There was one such instance where they were almost everywhere, kind of. And you could see that they came really close to the boat as well. They were kind of enjoying the swim with us. This was kind of surreal, as in seeing them just swim underneath the water when you can still spot them because of the crystal clear water. Once we were done with the dolphins, we moved to the thing that we were in Mirisa for, that is the whale. Now the whale watching season in Mirisa starts in November and goes till April. The ocean is usually warm during this time and calm as well. And blue whales, the biggest animals on earth, migrate from the cooler regions to the tropical weathers. Scientists say that the waters around Mirisa are particularly rich in plankton, a group of microorganisms that whales feed on. So blue whales are attracted to this destination. If you are lucky, you can spot sperm whales as well, humpback whales, etc. Although we didn't see a massive sized whale, seeing the moderate ones is also a truly incredible experience. And as you can see in the boat that is on the other side, that people kind of, whenever you see a whale, people kind of would go to that side and kind of crowd it. So if you stay on the deck, as I was mentioning, it would be kind of beneficial for you. And the boats are kind of coordinated, as soon as you see something, they all would move in a pack, and they kind of, I won't say chase, but they kind of follow the whales as soon as they spot, and all of them kind of flock together in order to see this activity, and they are well coordinated among themselves. We could hear our captain speak to the others on phone or wireless constantly. And you can see a turquoise blue color when the whale was underneath the water, and it was really visible as soon as you can see as soon as it came near the boat, you could spot it from the difference in color. Once we are done with the whale watching activity, it typically lasts around 4 to 5 hours. We decide to return, and the kind of the captain would kind of ask everyone whether each one of the people who boarded the boat kind of spotted a whale. So once they get a confirmation, they start the sail back. The sail back to the harbor is very short, 30 to 40 minutes, but you would spend roughly 4 to 5 hours in the ocean for this activity. There are some hotels who make you check out early, like in the hotel that we stayed, that is Lavender. They said that if you return after 11 a.m., we'll automatically keep your luggage outside. They asked us to pack everything and keep it ready, so that if we return late, they can just keep our items in the cloakroom and we can just collect and leave in case we are checking out on that day. There are multiple boats available, both the bigger ones, and if you want to have a private experience, you can avail a small one as well. This was kind of a very surreal experience for us. We hope you liked it as well. In case you get a chance, please go for this.